So for today's video, we are going to talk about applying for a residence permit here in Germany. So if you are interested, if you are puzzled, if you are clueless on how to apply for a residence permit or an Aufenthaltsgenehmigung in Deutschland, then this video is for you. So what are you waiting for? Sit down, relax, enjoy, and learn with me. Good morning! Isang napakagandang umaga. Buenos dias, bom dia, I'm guten morgen, calamera, bonjour, dobry utro. This is your Filipino hamburger and welcome back to my channel. Before we proceed in this video, if you are new in this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for more informative, fun, and interesting videos from your Filipino hamburger. You may also follow me on my different social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. Egal, it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with the difference between a visa and a residence permit. So yes guys, just for the information of everybody, a residence permit and a visa are two different or zwei unterschiedliche Dokumente that you have to have if you plan to enter and stay in Germany for your studies, for your work, or for staying here with your partner. So, what's the difference, John, between a visa and a residence permit? Okay, a visa is the document that you applied in your home country through the German embassy in your home city. For example, Manila. Okay, you need a visa to legally enter the German border. This is the document that you have to show when you enter the German border. It's either may it be in Frankfurt, in Munich, in Dusseldorf, or in Hamburg or in Berlin. So that visa or the document will allow you to enter the border. Okay? Claro? Good. Now, how about the residence permit? Then the residence permit is the one you applied for here in Germany. You applied for the residence permit when you are already here. So the question is, what is the residence permit for? So the residence permit is the document that allows you to legally reside in Germany for a year or for 2, 3, 4, 5 years or forever. So that really depends, okay? So again, visa is the document you need to enter the German border legally, no, not being human trafficked, or not as a human trafficked, or not as a victim of human trafficking. And B, residence permit is the one you need to legally reside in Germany. Okay? Class, what I've already shared, this video will focus on how to apply for residence permit once you are already in Germany. So yes, if you are about to apply for your residence permit soon, then I would suggest take your pen and note and open your ears, and I hope this video will help you with the information that I will be going to share. So first requirement of your residence permit application: financial capacity. Yes guys, I know I have been mentioning about financial capacity in my previous video, but yes, the German authorities want to know if you are financially capable of residing in Germany. So John, how can I prove my financial capacity? Well, that is through your work contract, okay? If you are one of those medical personnel who came to Europe or came to Germany to work, then the Arbeitsvertrag or the work contract will suffice. You have to bring the copy of your signed Arbeitskontrakt, I'm mixing the two languages now, but you know what I mean. So you have to bring the original copy of your work contract when you apply for the residence permit or Aufenthaltsgenehmigung, okay? And they might also ask you to provide your Gehaltsabrechnung or your payslip. But most of the time, this happens when you already extend your or when you renew your Aufenthaltsgenehmigung. But if you are fresh, You just arrived from your home country here in Germany, and then you have to go sofort to the Ausländerbehörde. Then you can prove your financial capacity through your work contract or Arbeitsvertrag. Claro? Good. That's good. Yeah? Great. Second requirement for your Aufenthaltsgenehmigung application: residence or your accommodation. Are you renting a flat? Are you renting a room, or are you renting a house? Then you have to show to the Ausländerbehörde that you have your rental contract or your leasing contract. And you can also support that through the Meldebescheinigung, okay? So I will talk about the process later. For now, I will just focus on the requirements. So it's either or, and bring these two documents with you: your leasing contract and your Meldebescheinigung, okay, or the registration or the confirmation for your registration in the city hall. So these two documents will play a vital role in your application for a residence permit or Aufenthaltsgenehmigung in Deutschland. Okay, great. Okay, next major requirement is your Krankenkasse oder your Krankenversicherung. So you have already your Krankenkasse or your Krankenversicherung during your visa application back home, right? Now you can ask for a confirmation or eine Bestätigung from your Krankenversicherung. So you will just send them an email asking, hey, I need this document for my residence permit application. But if you already have this Bestätigung from them, then you just have to photocopy that or bring the original copy with you during your appointment at the Ausländerbehörde. Okay? So your Krankenversicherung should be there during your application. Without that, unfortunately, that will not work out. Okay? Great. So the next major requirement is, of course, guys, the application form. You have to fill up that form that you can download on the official website of the Ausländerbehörde of your host city. Or you can also just go there in the office or in the Ausländeramt and ask for a printed application form. It is very, very important that you answer all the questions of this document, okay? If you have doubts or questions regarding the application form, feel free to write down your questions in the comment section below. I will try to answer your questions as soon as I can, and do not worry, this is for free. I'm not asking for anything here. I would love to help you guys because I have been through that process before when I was still a student, and then when I started my job or my career here in Germany, and until now I am still in that process every 2 years, or so I understand the feeling of being lost on how to fill out that form. So again, fill up that form completely, and if you have questions, if you don't understand the form, then choose this application form with different languages, because at least here in Hamburg, there are application form in German and in English, so the questions or the items on that form are on different languages. So that will be so helpful, right? Great. Okay, next requirement is a biometric photo. The biometric photo is the same size with your passport photo or for your visa application. If you still have extra photo left from your visa application or from your passport application, then you can still use that for your residence permit application. But make sure that your photo is not older than 6 months, okay? That's a major requirement from the Ausländerbehörde, that your photo should be fresh and, that your photo should be fresh or updated. Of course, come on. You cannot submit your photo when you are still attending a JS prom. they will certainly reject that photo. And if you are running out of time and don't know where to get your photo done, then I suggest go to the Hauptbahnhof of your city, because there are photo booths around where you just have to pay, I think, 6 euros, and in just few minutes your photo, your biometric photo is done. And of course, last but not the least, please do not forget your passport. And please make sure that your passport is valid or is not about to expire next week or the next 2 months. Make sure that the passport you have is, let's say, active or valid for longer than 6 months. Otherwise, you can still apply for your residence permit, but they might give you a Affektionsbescheinigung until you have your passport renewed. I will explain to you later what is Affektionsbescheinigung and Affektionsbescheinigung, okay? So, just to summarize, the documents that you need for your residence permit is, first, your financial capacity proof, or proving your financial capacity through your work contract and your Gehaltsabrechnungen, okay? And if you are a student, then use your blocked bank account for that matter. And if you don't have either work or you don't have the bank account, then you can ask for a Verpflichtungserklärung or a formal obligation from someone who is residing in Germany legally and who has the financial capacity to vouch for you. So these are the 3 options that you may use when you want to prove your financial capacity. Second, your Krankenversicherung. The third requirement is your leasing contract. It's either you are renting a house, a flat, or a room, or maybe a student dormitory. Just bring your original contract with you, okay? Another requirement is, of course, your valid passport. And again, the passport should be valid longer than 6 months if you want to get your Aufenthaltsgenehmigung. Otherwise, you'll just get Affektionsbescheinigung meanwhile. And of course, a biometric photo, okay? There's a possibility that the Ausländerbehörde might ask for more. Like for example, if you are a student, then they might ask for your university admission letter, or a letter from your university saying that, hey, this person is still enrolled in our university, and that you can prove using your Immatrikulationsbescheinigung. Okay, great. So these are so far the vital requirements for your residence permit application. Now let's proceed with the procedure. How to apply for your residence permit. So if you already have your documents, okay, let's say you already arrived in Germany. The first thing you have to do, of course, aside from dealing with jet lag, then please find an appointment not for the Ausländerbehörde but for the Meldebehörde. You have to register there officially. So if you go to the Meldebehörde, you just have to bring things with you, your passport and your visa and your leasing contract. And then they would see, okay, this person lives or stays in this certain street or in this certain apartment. So now, if you already have your Meldebehörde, then please go check online. Go check online a possible potential appointment for you at the Ausländerbehörde. Okay, depending on the city where you are, it might take months. Okay, it might take months or it might take only weeks waiting time. I'm talking about waiting time here. For example, in my case, that time it was a small city in the eastern part of Germany. I just had to wait for 3 weeks or I think a month before my appointment in the Ausländerbehörde. But I heard people who are from Berlin, they had to wait for 3 months before the next before they can have their appointment, because there are a lot of people applying for residence permit. My worst experience was here in Harburg, where they don't give appointments, but you have to fall in line. I went there at 5 a.m. I went there at 5 a.m. to get an appointment or to get a number, this priority number. But at 5 a.m. the numbers are already gone. They are already finished, And so I heard that people were there since 2 a.m. and I was like, what? I said, okay, fine. And then if that's the case, if that's your situation, then maybe your employer or university can help you finding an appointment, okay? Or just try to be nice and like, hey, this and that, and I always play that role, being nice. So, if you have your appointment at the Auslanderbehörde, then please be on time, okay? Be on time. It's always better to be early than to be late. Otherwise, you're losing your opportunity. Maybe you will have to wait for another 3 months before you are able to get another appointment. So, guys, please be on time, okay? Great. So, make sure on the day of your application, on the day of your appointment, you have all the documents with you. Arrange them. Okay, this is my leasing contract, this is this, and this is that. Okay? And of course, don't forget to bring your debit card or your Girokontokarte or cash with you. Sometimes, I'm not sure if the gebühr or the fee differs from city to city. But if I'm not mistaken, for a residence permit application, you have to pay for 100 euros. And additional if you have to get a Fiktionsbescheinigung. Okay? Which leads me to my next topic, which is Fiktionsbescheinigung. John, what is a Fiktionsbescheinigung? So for example, your visa is already ending on the 31st of March and your application or your appointment at the Auslanderbehörde is, let's say, on the 25th of March. So there are only 5 days before your visa expires. Take note that the residence permit application might take 3 weeks to 5 weeks depending on which city you are in. So in order for you to live legally, in order for you to, let's say, perform your economic activities in Germany legally, then the Auslanderbehörde will give you a temporary document which is called Fiktionsbescheinigung, and this is enough or equivalent to your residence permit. So again, this is just temporary. It might, for example, last for 3 months or 6 months until your Aufenthaltsgenehmigung or your Aufenthaltstitel will arrive. Okay? This is their measure in order to avoid you being illegal in Germany. So the Fiktionsbescheinigung will be given to you. Now the question is, John, I have a Fiktionsbescheinigung and I have to travel. What should I do? Is it allowed? Your Fiktionsbescheinigung allows you to travel around EU and even outside Germany. I had already experienced where I had to go back home. Not that I had, but I flew back home to the Philippines only with my Fiktionsbescheinigung. And it is allowed, okay? You will still be welcomed by the German border controls in the airport with a smile or with a grumpy face. Guten Morgen, willkommen zurück in Deutschland. No? So that's the Fiktionsbescheinigung, okay? So for you to understand better, we have here Exhibit A and Exhibit B. So this is your Aufenthaltsgenehmigung title or the Aufenthaltstitel. You will get this after 3-4 weeks or sometimes 5 weeks, depending on the situation we have. Like for example, now during Corona, the process is longer, and you will be notified. You will be notified when your card is ready for Abholung or for pickup. You should be getting a letter from the Auslanderbehörde with your PIN on it, and then bring that with you when you pick up your document. Otherwise, you will not get it. And of course, this is a sample of Fiktionsbescheinigung. I have a Fiktionsbescheinigung at the moment because my Aufenthaltstitel is expiring on the 3rd of March, for example, and my next card will be, I don't know, arriving in April. And so for me to perform my economic activity legally, then they gave me this. So when the card is ready in April or in May, then I have to go back there with this, and then my passport, and then the PIN or the letter that they sent me by post, okay? So maybe last question is, who decides how long my residence permit is? The residence permit or the duration of residence permit is depending on your contract or on your work or on your studies. If your studies is only for 2 years, then they will give you maybe 2-year residence permit. If your contract or your work contract is for 5 years, then they will give you a 5-year residence permit, okay? And if you change your job, then that could be tricky as well, because you have to inform the Ausländerbehörde. If your passport has expired, then you have to inform the Ausländerbehörde about that, okay? Well, I think that's it from my side. I hope that I managed to answer the questions that you have in mind. And like what I've said, if you are in doubt, if you have questions or clarifications, feel free to contact me. Feel free to write down your questions in the comment section below, or send me direct messages in Instagram, Facebook, or whatsoever. Or if you are in Hamburg, let me know. Contact me and I would glad to walk around Alsta and explain to you the process of applying for a residence permit for free. Okay? So guys, again, thank you very much for staying until the last minute of this video. I hope, like what I've said, I hope that somehow I was able to help you with the information that I shared in this video. For the next video, we will be talking about job search visa, and another video on the making is about alternative visa for your mother or for your brother, for your sister, or friends whom you want to bring here for, I don't know, for tourists or for a language course or whatsoever. Okay, so that's it. Thank you again, and please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, okay? And once again, this is your Filipino hamburger who wants to say that you don't have to worry. You don't have to be stressed about these documents or about your application. You just need the right and enough information. Have a nice day!